Before we begin, take a breath. This is your time now. Not to fix anything, not to plan, just to rest. You've carried the weight of many years, some joyful, some heavy. Tonight, let that weight settle. Let your body soften. Let your mind drift. We're not chasing sleep. We're inviting it, slowly, gently, with presence. If you find peace in this quiet space, if it helps you feel seen, supported, or simply not so alone, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. I only ask if it truly feels right to you. And while you're here, tell me in the comments where you're listening from and what time is it right now. Now, close your eyes or leave them soft. Let's begin. Section. You close your eyes for a moment, not to sleep just yet, but simply to rest. To feel the stillness that comes only with age and the kind of silence that younger years rarely notice. The house around you hums gently, the refrigerator in the kitchen, a clock ticking somewhere behind you. Outside, a breeze moves through the leaves, soft and rhythmic, like an old lullaby sung without words. There's a kind of slowness in your bones now, but not the painful kind. Not right now. It's the slowness of wisdom, of knowing that you know. Longer have to rush, no longer need to prove anything. The world spins fast, yes, but you can afford to move slowly now, with care, with presence. Do you remember when everything felt urgent? When every morning had to start with a list, every errand a race, every meal eaten too quickly to really taste? That urgency fades with age, not because life becomes dull, but because your eyes now see more deeply. The same cup of tea tastes richer. The same breeze on your skin feels more comforting. The same chair, once just a chair, now becomes a gentle cradle for the body that has carried you through so much. You're not just older. You are seasoned, and tonight, as you listen to this, I want you to do something simple. Slow down even more. Feel your body here and now. Let your shoulders drop, your hands soften, your jaw unclench. Let your breath move in and out without effort, without needing to control it. Breathe. You don't need to fix anything. You don't need to remember everything. You don't even need to be strong right now. You just need to be here. Breathing. Alive. Think of all the mornings you've opened your eyes and started again. Think of all the evenings you've survived, even when the days felt too long. Your body has become a diary of resilience. A journal written not in words, but in muscle, in memory, in the quiet creaks of your joints, in the gentle way your eyes rest when you're tired. You have done enough, today. Whatever it is, however small it may seem, you have done enough. And now, let the quiet be your companion. Let the ticking of the clock be your lullaby. Let the soft weight of the blanket cover you like a prayer. There is no rush here. You are not late for anything. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Soften your breath a little more. Notice the space between your thoughts. It's okay to not think for a while. It's okay to feel instead. Feel the rhythm of your heart. Steady, faithful, unseen, but always there, like an old friend walking beside you. The world outside can wait. Tomorrow will arrive whether you plan it or not. But tonight is yours. This is not a lecture. This is not a checklist. This is not another reminder to be better or do more. This is simply a gentle whisper. You are allowed to slow down, and as you do, you'll find that your body sighs in relief. Your chest opens just a little. Your mind lets go of one small worry at a time, and in this moment, this very one, you are whole. So stay with me. Not to learn anything, not to achieve, just to rest. Let this be the beginning of a long, soft story about a long, rich life told gently, one slow breath at a time. Section. You wake up with the sunlight warming your eyelids, just a little glow sneaking in from the curtains. Not a harsh light, a gentle kind, like the morning itself is whispering, "Take your time." And you do. You stretch, not to reach anything, just to remind your body it's still here, still able, still yours. The day hasn't truly begun until something warms your stomach. Not just food, but something that comforts. You step into the kitchen, the hum of the kettle, the slow pop of bread in the toaster, the rhythm of your own hands moving gently. It all becomes a kind of meditation. You don't need noise or notifications or breaking news. You need warmth. You need simplicity. You need a meal that's kind. Because food, for you now, is no longer about fueling a machine. It's about feeding something quieter. Your gut, your heart, your memory. So you start with something small. A bowl of oatmeal. Maybe. With a handful of blueberries, soft and slightly wrinkled like your fingertips. A drizzle of honey, slow and golden. A sprinkle of seeds, tiny but strong. The kind of strong that isn't loud, the kind that just endures. You sit and you eat slowly, not because you're lazy, but because you've earned the right to take your time. You chew not only to digest, but to appreciate, to taste. Because at this stage of life, taste is memory. Do you remember the rice soup your mother made when you were sick as a child? The fresh tomato on warm bread during summer? The tea your neighbor brought over when your spouse passed away? Each bite now carries echoes of moments, and eating becomes a small act of honoring them. That's why, now more than ever, it matters what you put into your body. Not just to avoid illness, but to invite peace. To soothe inflammation, not just of the body, but of the soul. You choose foods that are simple, whole, unrushed. You don't need a diet with a name. You need food that's gentle. You notice how fried things sit heavier now, how salt lingers longer. You don't fear these things, you just understand them better. You learn the quiet art of saying, "No, thank you," to things that once thrilled you, and you say yes more often to water, to greens, to fruits that stain your fingers and leave juice on your lips. You say yes to soft stews, warm broths, gently baked roots that taste like the ground from which they came. You don't eat to fill a void. You eat to honor the life you've lived, and the one you still have ahead, and that is beautiful. So here's to the small morning rituals, the simple breakfasts that love you back, the fruit that tells you it's ripe by how it smells, the soft toast that reminds you how to chew, slowly, breathe deeply, and begin again. One meal at a time. One bite at a time. One life still unfolding. Section. The morning stretches itself out like a quiet path, and on that path, you move carefully. Not because you're afraid, but because now you understand something most people miss. How you begin a day sets the tone for how you carry it. And so, you don't rush through your breakfast. You sit for a moment longer, sipping warm tea, letting your body awaken. Not all at once, but piece by piece. Your joints creak a little. Your hands are slower to close and open, but they still work. They still hold, and that is enough. It's time to move, not far, not fast, but intentionally. You stand, gently, and your feet touch the ground like roots returning to the soil. Each step is a conversation between you and the floor, each movement a chance to remember. You are still here. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need loud music, flashing lights, or a stopwatch. You just need space to move your body the way it wants to be moved. Perhaps you stretch your arms overhead, reaching for the ceiling like you once reached for dreams. Maybe you circle your wrists, your ankles, your neck. Each motion slow, deliberate, like a language spoken only between you and your muscles. You walk to the window. Let sunlight bathe your face. Let the breeze come in. Feel the air stir something inside you. That is your first walk of the day. Even if it's only 10 steps. Movement at your age is not about performance. It's about participation. It's not exercise anymore. It's companionship. Between you and your breath. Between you and your bones. So, you go outside if you can. Or maybe you just walk the hallway. Maybe you put on a song that reminds you of someone you loved. And you sway. Just a little. Just enough to remind your spine that it can still dance. Every small movement now is a celebration. Not because it's easy, but because it's yours. You don't need to lift weights, you just need to lift your spirit. One slow, gentle motion at a time. And when you sit again, when you rest, you'll find that your breath is deeper, your mind is quieter, your body is softer, and in that softness, you are strong. There is no finish line, no race. Just this moment. Just your body, and your willingness to listen to it. You are doing well. You are doing just fine, and today you moved. Not to burn calories, not to lose anything, but to keep everything that matters. Section 4. Sometimes, after breakfast, the body asks for stillness. Not the heavy kind of tiredness, not the kind that drags you down, but a quiet request for pause, for the kind of rest that doesn't mean giving up, only giving into peace. So you settle into your chair, the one by the window maybe, or the one that rocks, slowly, with a familiar rhythm. Your back meets the cushion. Your hands rest on your lap. Your eyelids droop, but you're not quite asleep. You're just resting. And that, too, is healing. They call it a nap. A short one. A midday lull. But really, it's a soft return to center. Your body is older now, yes, and sometimes the hours stretch too long. But you've learned that even a few minutes with your eyes closed can reset the whole afternoon. You don't sleep hard anymore. Not like you used to, but you've discovered the subtle beauty of drifting. Half awake, half asleep, your mind floats back to old places. A kitchen in your childhood. the sound of waves near your first vacation, the echo of laughter in a house that once held more voices. These memories aren't gone. They visit you in the stillness, in the quiet hush of a gentle nap, and when you open your eyes again, it's not about jumping back into action. It's about rising with grace. The sun has shifted. The shadows in the room have grown longer. Your breath feels deeper. Your chest feels lighter. Your joints are less stiff. All because you allowed yourself to stop. That is your power now. To know when to move and when to be still. To listen to the body, not to fight it. To stop seeing rest as laziness and start seeing it as wisdom. Because everything in nature rests. The sun sets. The moon waits. The earth lies still before spring. And you are nature too. So nap without guilt. Pause without apology. Let stillness be part of your medicine. Because the body heals not only through effort, but through softness. And in this softness, you are not weak. You are wise. Section 5. You rise from your chair slowly. Feet flat on the ground, hands steady on the arms of the seat. You don't rush. You simply move with the dignity of someone who has learned not to waste energy proving anything. Your legs, though slower than they once were, still carry you, and that's more than enough. The day stretches ahead, and your body, though aged, still wants to walk, even if it's just down the hallway, even if it's just to the mailbox, even if it's just in circles around the living room. Those steps matter. They're not just about keeping your body strong, they're about keeping your spirit awake. Every step is a reminder that you're still in conversation with the world, still present, still moving, still choosing to participate. So you walk, maybe outside, beneath a canopy of trees, or past the gardens of neighbors. Maybe inside, counting each step on the wooden floor as music hums in the background. Your knees may complain. Your hips might ache. But your heart thanks you, and so does your brain. Because movement isn't just about muscles anymore. It's about memory. When you move your body, you're also moving blood, thought, joy. You're waking up your mind. You're inviting oxygen to dance with your neurons. You're telling your brain, I'm still here. I still want to remember. I still want to be alive. And so, even if the steps are small, even if they're slow, each one is a declaration, a promise that you've made to yourself. I won't disappear. Some days, you'll walk more. Other days, less. That's okay. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. And when you sit again, tired but proud, you'll feel it, not in your muscles, but in your mood. That small walk, that soft movement will lift something in you. It always does. Because to move is to remember that your body is still yours, and it still wants to carry you forward. Section 6. You pause at the window. The sky is soft today, blue, but not too bright. The wind moves the leaves like whispers, and you take a slow, full breath. In, hold, out, again. In, hold, out. You do it not to fix anything, just to feel. Because breathing now has become more than a habit. It's become a gift. When you were younger, you didn't think much about breath. It was there, automatic, invisible. But now, breath feels sacred. A slow inhale, and you feel your chest stretch gently. A slow exhale, and something heavy inside you softens. You don't need to be a yogi. You don't need a mat or music. You just need you and this moment. Breath is the one thing you've had since your first day, and you'll have it until your last. It has never left you, even in grief, even in fear, even when sleep was far away and the night felt long. Breath stayed. And now, you can use it, not just to live, but to heal. Inhale calm. Exhale tension. Inhale patience. Exhale pain. You can sit quietly for just 5 minutes, eyes closed or open, and breathe in a way that brings your mind home. No judgment, no pressure, just oxygen and the knowing that you are not your worries. You are not your thoughts. You are not even your age. You are presence. You are breath. You are still becoming. So take another breath now, one that is just for you. Let it be deep. Let it be kind. Let it be enough. Section 7. Your breath steadies your mind, and your mind, so often tired, begins to quiet. You've lived long enough to know that thoughts don't always tell the truth. They rise and fall like waves. But you are the ocean beneath. Your memory isn't what it used to be. Sometimes a name slips, a detail escapes. You walk into a room and forget why. But that doesn't mean you're fading. Because what you've lost in sharpness, you've gained in depth. You remember emotions, the feeling of your child's small hand, the way your partner smiled when you told a joke, the song that played at your mother's funeral, the warmth of a letter written long ago, still tucked in a drawer. You've learned to treasure not just facts, but feelings. And that kind of memory, it doesn't age. Still, your brain deserves care. So you speak out loud when needed. You keep a notebook nearby. You do the puzzles you enjoy. You learn new things, not to impress, but to stay curious. You read even slowly. You tell stories, even if you forget the ending. You laugh when you lose your place, because now you've made peace with imperfection. Your mind is not broken. It is evolving, and like a tree in winter, it might look still on the outside, but inside, life is still moving. So don't fear the blank moments. Don't panic when a word won't come. You are more than your memory. You are meaning, and no one, not even time, can take that away. Section 8 later. In the day, your body speaks to you again. Not in words, but in whispers. A little twinge in the knee. A tightness in the back. A flutter of discomfort in the belly. It's not pain exactly. It's your body saying, I'm still here, I need you to notice me, and you do. Gently, without panic, without shame. Because by now, you've learned the quiet art of listening to your body. You no longer silence it with pills or push past its signals like you once did. You lean in. You ask, what do you need? And often, the answer is simple. Water, rest. Warmth, a change in position, a little movement, a little stillness. You don't need to diagnose everything. You just need to stay in conversation. Your body isn't betraying you. It's communicating. After all, it's carried you through accidents, sickness, heartbreak, joy. It deserves tenderness. So you offer it. You place your hand on your stomach when it aches. You rub your temples slowly when your head feels full. You curl your fingers in warm water when they feel stiff. You wrap a blanket around your shoulders, not just to fight the cold, but to offer comfort, and in return, your body relaxes. Because when it is heard, it doesn't have to scream. You are learning to befriend the vessel that is you, even as it changes, even as it slows, even as it surprises you in small ways every day. This isn't defeat. It's acceptance. And there is nothing more powerful than a person who makes peace with their own body. Section 9, there is a softness in you now that didn't always exist, a gentleness that wasn't there in your younger years. Back then, everything had to be done now. You had to climb, build, prove, rush. But now you know the truth. You are not aging. You are ripening. The world may tell you otherwise. It may speak in hushed tones about wrinkles, gray hair, forgetfulness, as if those things are flaws. But you know better. Every line on your face is a story. Every gray hair is a lesson. Every slowed movement is a reminder that time has trusted you. You've grown into someone who doesn't need to fill every silence, who doesn't need to win every argument, who knows that some things are best left unsaid, some fights not worth the energy. There is great freedom in that. You've come to value peace more than pride, warmth more than winning, depth more than speed. You are still learning, yes, but not the same things you once did. You're not chasing facts and figures now. You're studying what it means to be here, to sit with yourself and not run away, to laugh even when your back hurts, to call a friend just to listen, to wake up and feel the joy of another chance. You are not past your prime. You are in it. Because the prime of life is not youth. It is awareness, and now, finally, you are aware of your breath, of your blessings, of your bones, of your becoming. So, let others chase youth. You chase something far richer. Presence. Section 10. There was a time when sugar was your friend, when salt was a celebration, when butter slid across warm bread and nothing else mattered, and that's okay. You had your days of indulgence. You earned them. But now, your body whispers differently. It asks for space, not clutter. It asks for clean, not crowded. And so you begin to notice what your food says, not just how it tastes, but how it feels after. Does it leave you heavy? Does it make your joints complain? Does it fog your thoughts or lift them? You start to see food not as an escape, but as a conversation. Sugar used to thrill you. Now, it makes your heart race in ways you don't like. Salt, once a flavor enhancer, now clings to your blood pressure like a clingy guest who won't leave. Oils, once poured generously, now make your belly speak in languages you'd rather not hear. And you don't hate these things. You just greet them differently now. You thank them for the memories. And you move forward. You choose new friends. Olive oil, gentle and light. Herbs, full of flavor and life. Fruits, sweet without regret. Vegetables, humble but healing. You sip warm broth instead of soda. You nibble on almonds instead of chips. You try tea instead of reaching for dessert. And it's not punishment. It's not restriction. It's kindness to the only body you'll ever have. You don't eat to shrink anymore. You eat to nourish, and in doing so, you feel the difference not just in your stomach, but in your joints, your sleep, your clarity. You feel cleaner, calmer, more whole. Because food is not your enemy. It's your opportunity to care for yourself from the inside out. Section 11. Your heart, that quiet, steady companion. It has beat through every sunrise and heartbreak, through grief and joy, through childhood giggles and the silence of old age. Your heart has never stopped loving you, even when you forgot to care for it. Even when you skipped meals, lost sleep, drowned in stress, it kept going, loyal, faithful, unseen, and now it asks for something simple. Gentleness. Not pills or promises, though sometimes those are needed too, but gentleness of life. The kind that slows your mornings, that ends your day with gratitude, that moves your body kindly and feeds it with grace. The E kind of gentleness that forgives, that lets go of old grudges, that speaks softly to your own self in the mirror, because your heart listens to more than diet and exercise. It listens to your emotions, your environment, your hope. When you feel safe, your heart thanks you. When you laugh, your heart dances. When you cry and let it out, your heart finally rests. So, give your heart what it truly wants. Quiet moments. Good food, a warm bath. Laughter with an old friend. Forgiveness for your past. Hope for tomorrow. You don't need to run marathons. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to love your heart back. And that love, that's the medicine you've been looking for all along. Section 12. Your hands are not what they used to be. The knuckles are rounder, the skin softer, more fragile. The grip isn't as firm. Buttons take longer. Jar lids stay shut. But still, they move. They hold. They remember. These hands have done so much. They've washed children's faces, held trembling lovers, wiped away tears, yours and others, written letters, opened doors, sewn buttons, built homes. They've clapped for joy and fisted in frustration. They've held hands in prayer and in goodbye. Your hands carry history, and now, even in their slower rhythm, they continue to serve. You might not carry groceries like you used to, but you still carry love. Through every quiet act. You fold the blanket just right. You pour the tea with care. You place your hand on someone's shoulder and let it linger. A touch that says, I'm here. That is still power, still presence. And when your hands ache, when they curl up with resistance, you don't scold them. You soak them. Warm water, soft towel. You rub a little cream. You give them rest. Because even hands deserve rest. You may no longer create in big, grand ways, but in small motions, tracing a photo frame, petting a dog, holding your own fingers when the night feels too long. You are still giving. You are still capable. So honor your hands. Look at them. Remember all they've done for you, and know this. Even in stillness, they are enough. Section 13. There's a word you've come to know better than most. Chronic. Chronic pain. Chronic fatigue. chronic condition. It's a word that sounds heavy, permanent, and some days it is. You've learned what it means to carry something invisible. To smile when your body screams, to say, "I'm fine," when really you're not. And yet, look at you, still rising, still trying, still here. You live with illness, but you are not your illness. You've learned how to work around the aches, how to plan your day with energy in mind, how to say no without guilt, how to rest without apology. You've learned that healing doesn't always mean curing. Sometimes it means adapting, surrendering, not in weakness, but in wisdom. You know which foods help, which ones don't. You know which chair feels best, which time of day is most gentle. You've made peace with your limitations, and in doing so, you've found freedom. Because illness doesn't define you. How you live with it does. You still find joy. In laughter, even through fatigue. In a flower blooming near your porch. In finishing a book, even if it took you a month. You still experience beauty. You still offer kindness. You still breathe in and breathe out. And that's strength. More profound than any muscle. You've turned chronic into courage, and that courage walks with you every day. Section 14, the sun has set now. The light is low, soft, golden, like memory. It's the hour when the house is quiet, and your body asks again for rest. But sleep is not always simple anymore. You used to lie down and drift off like a feather on water. Now, your mind sometimes stays awake long after your limbs have begged for sleep. You toss, you turn, you listen to the clock tick, but you've learned to stop fighting it. Instead, you welcome sleep like a guest. You prepare for it gently. A warm bath, perhaps, a soft blanket, a cup of herbal tea. A familiar sound, maybe music, maybe the hum of a fan, maybe just your own breath. You dim the lights, you put your phone away, you tell your body, we're safe now, and if sleep doesn't come right away, that's okay too. You lie still. You let your thoughts soften. You listen to your breath. You think of good things. Not grand victories, just small comforts. The smell of your grandmother's scarf. The first time someone held your hand. The sound of rain on a metal roof. A dog's tail wagging. The weight of a sleeping baby. These memories, these gentle details, they rock you like a cradle for your spirit. And eventually, your body agrees. Your eyelids grow heavy. Your thoughts blur. You drift, not suddenly but slowly, like dusk becoming night. And when you sleep, finally, you rest like someone who has lived fully, who has learned that sleep is not an escape, but a return to peace, to quiet, to you. Section 15, it's a quiet morning again, but this one feels different. You wake up and feel a stillness not just in the house but deep inside yourself. Not loneliness exactly, but something adjacent. A softness where voices used to be. An emptiness where laughter once echoed. You've come to know this feeling well. It has a name. It's called loneliness. But you also know something else. Loneliness isn't a failure. It's a signal. It's your heart's way of asking for connection. You think of people you've known. Some are gone now. Some live far away. Some drifted quietly out of reach. And yet, you are still here. And so is the world. And even if your home feels quiet, you don't have to be alone. You pick up the phone. Not to wait for someone to call you, but to call them. A niece, an old friend, a neighbor. You haven't spoken to in too long. You write a letter, not for an occasion, but simply because. You smile at the grocery store clerk. You sit outside and wave at the mail carrier. Each of these is a thread, and enough threads make a net, and a net catches you before you fall. You're not reaching out because you're weak. You're reaching out because you're wise. Because you've learned that even a single kind exchange can brighten an entire day. You're not just asking for company. You're offering it, and in doing so, you remind the world and yourself that you still belong. Section 16, you laugh. It catches you by surprise, sudden and warm. Maybe it was something on TV, maybe a memory, maybe just the ridiculous way your slipper kept slipping off your foot. But it bubbles up from your chest, and for a moment, you feel light again. Laughter isn't just sound. It's medicine, a full-body sigh, a shaking loose of the dust that settles in your spirit. You remember how often you used to laugh. Loudly, without embarrassment, until tears came, until your sides ached, and even now, with your age, with your aches, you still can. Humor hasn't left you. It's just softer now, less about punchlines, more about perspective. You've learned to laugh at your forgetfulness, at life's timing, at the absurdity of aging. You laugh when the TV remote is in the fridge. You laugh when your knee pops for no reason. You laugh because life is too strange not to. Laughter doesn't fix everything, but it doesn't need to. It just reminds you you're still alive, still human, still able to feel joy, even in grief, even in pain, even in the waiting. Laughter doesn't need an audience. You can laugh alone, and sometimes that's the best kind, a private gift to yourself. So let yourself laugh today. Find it wherever you can. Don't hold back. You've earned this kind of joy. Section 17. The rain is tapping softly today. Not a storm, just a hush. You sit with a blanket over your knees. The air feels heavy with moisture. Your joints feel it too. A dull ache. Not unbearable. Just there. The weather speaks through your bones now. You're not imagining it. Your body simply knows things before the forecast does. And though it slows you, you don't resist it anymore. You've learned to let these days be what they are. Quiet days. You wrap warmth around yourself. You move gently, maybe in circles. Stretch a little. Wiggle your fingers. Rotate your shoulders. You don't fight the ache. You move with it. You place warm cloths where the pain sits. You drink tea. You breathe into the tension. You remind your knees, you're doing fine. You don't need to feel great every day. You just need to feel supported, held, respected, even by yourself. And when the pain flares more sharply, you don't panic. You know it will pass. You've been here before. You've survived worse. You've learned to ride the rhythm, to sit out the storm, to trust that tomorrow might feel easier. And that trust, that's what carries you. Section 18. It's an ordinary day. But now, those are your favorite kind. No emergencies. No news. Just you and the flow of time, moving at the speed of peace. You rise slowly. You greet your body. You touch your face and smile. The dishes wait. The mail arrives. A bird lands near your window, and you are in no hurry. You cook a simple lunch. You water the plants. You read a chapter, just one. You nap. You stretch. You sit outside and feel the sun press into your hands. And that's it. And that's everything. Because peace isn't a vacation. It's a rhythm, and you finally learned how to live inside it. You don't crave excitement. You crave consistency, predictability, softness, and today gives you that. You are no longer chasing time. You are dancing with it. And that dance, it's slow, but it's yours. And at the end of the day, when you tuck yourself into the quiet, once more you whisper not, "What did I do?" but, "How did I feel?" And the answer, safe, still, whole. Section 19. The sun is setting again. But this time you're not just watching the light fade. You're remembering the ones who used to sit beside you, a spouse, a sibling, a lifelong friend. Gone. Now, but somehow still near, because love doesn't vanish. It lingers. In your favorite chair, in a recipe you still make, in the way you fold the towels just so. Grief used to feel sharp. Now it's softened into something like shadow, always there, but no longer chasing you. You've made peace with the empty spaces. You've stopped trying to fill them. Now, you simply let them be. Because those spaces, they hold memory, and memory holds love. You still talk to the ones you've lost. Out loud, sometimes. Other times, only in thought. And when you do, it doesn't feel strange. It feels honest. Right, because love is not bound by time. It doesn't expire. It becomes part of your rhythm, woven into your breath, your steps, your gaze. And on evenings like this, when the world quiets, you feel them more clearly. You light a candle. You look at a photograph. You whisper, "I'm still here. You still matter, thank you." It's not about holding on. It's about carrying forward. You are the living memory of those you've loved, and someone, one day, will carry you in theirs. That thought doesn't scare you anymore. It comforts you, because nothing that is loved is ever truly lost, and your life, every breath of it, has been filled with love. That is what remains. That is what shines now, even as the light fades. Section 20. Night has fully arrived. You lie in bed now, the covers tucked softly around you. The day is behind you. Your body is tired, but your spirit feels still. You've journeyed far, not just through this day, but through all the years that brought you here. And tonight, you are not counting regrets. You are not measuring success. You are simply being. You are a story, still unfolding, a soul that has touched others, a heart that has kept beating, a mind that has continued wondering. You are not done, but you can rest. So close your eyes now. Let the room hold you. Let the silence wrap around you like warm hands. You don't need to try anymore. You don't need to fix or chase or prove. You've done enough. Breathe in, as if the whole world is being drawn gently into your chest. Breathe out, as if you're releasing every weight you no longer need. Inhale peace. Exhale everything else. This is not an ending. This is a pause. A soft space between all the doing, a place where you simply are. And in this quiet, in this slow, golden moment, you are not old, you are not broken, you are not alone. You are you. Beautiful. Brave. Becoming. So rest now. Let your body sink into the bed. Let your thoughts drift like leaves on a stream. Let your heart slow, soft, and steady. Sleep will come. Gentle and kind, and when it does, it will feel like coming home. Good night. You are loved. Always.